How's it going? We had quite the move in the markets this past week. We had our CPI release, our PPI release. We had the jobs report, retail sales that came out, and the market moved higher to the levels that we spoke about in the past video. So for this coming week, you know I got your back. I want you guys to be prepared. We do have Jerome Powell that's going to be speaking in the Jackson Hole, and we also have more Fed members that are going to be talking as well. So the levels we go over, make sure you add it to your notes. So we're going to go over the levels for NQ and as well as for the ES. We're going to take a look at the top step update for the 50k challenge, and then afterwards I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Taking a look at the NQ on our 4-hour chart to continue where we were from last week, we can see that the market is still strong. We are in an uptrend. We are seeing higher lows and as well as higher highs. This is very crucial, showing us an uptrending market. The levels we were looking for to go to were around 19,500 to the 19,600. We got to that level, but look what we have here. It looks like we have a double top. We ended up getting rejected on a Friday at a key resistance area. This is a level where we had resistance back in the beginning of August, and this was also a level of interest back in June, and to say June 16th to be exact. So taking that into consideration, you know this is a level that we need to see momentum above. If we're able to break above the high from Friday, which was 19,683, then we have that key 700 level. If we're able to actually hold the 700s, I'm looking for that move further to get to 19,900. As you can see, we do have a gap here on our 4-hour chart, which is around 19,903 and 3/4. Add that to your notes. And further, as we look, we're going to go down to our 30-minute time frame. And the reason why I want us to go down to our 30-minute time frame, we want to see, okay, when the market opens up on Sunday and then going into Monday, what are the levels that we want to make sure and see that it holds? So the daily open was right here around this 19,570 area. So opening up on Sunday, if we end up coming back to this open price, since we did close at 19,605 and 3/4, then we want to make sure that this area is holding. If it is not holding and we end up breaking below it, then there's a strong possibility we can get that move back down to the 19,500s. If the price gets pushed down further below the 500s, we have the low that we put in here at 19,447 and a half, which would probably be that area if we end up breaking through. Another level that you'd want to watch, because we did have a strong run up and so forth, then I would be watching right here. Let me just put the line in so you guys can take notes. Is right here around this 19,200 level. Okay, why is this an area of importance? When we had the breakout, the previous resistance was right here around this 19,200 level. So getting a break above that, of course, that's why we were able to gain momentum. And as you could see, the price action, not a lot of consolidation. It was smooth when we had this drop. That's why I was able to make a nice clean move higher. So if it breaks below, then of course we could see a strong move further down. We also have to take into consideration, though, that the 19,300 area would be considered as a psychological area. You want to pay attention to those areas of the 100. So 19,400, 19,300, and so forth, because this is where dip buyers would want to come in and seeing if they could push the market further, or just getting more information to see where does the market want to go. But again, just looking at this from a structure standpoint, 19,200 is a possibility if they decide to push the market down further. Taking a look at the ES, what we could see right away on our 4-hour chart, the market is strong, right? We see a continuation of higher lows and as well as higher highs. We also see the same formation that we saw on the Nasdaq, where we ended up hitting a double top, right? We ended up coming back to an area where there's a lot of sellers. So we want to see a push higher. We want to see the ES holding this level. What is this level in particular? So we ended up having a high of 5,586.25. So what that means, psychological area to target is 5,600. So what would happen with the ES if we could break above 5,600? The break above 5,600, we want to see a move to like around 5,618. This is the area where sellers can start coming into the market. And then we want to see it breaking above that zone, which would be right here around 5,630, and a break higher, we have our next zone here right around 5,650. So again, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but if the market is deciding to make a push higher, these are some areas you want to take note of. Add that to your notes. And now when we take a look at what was the low of the day, let's just go down on our 30-minute chart real quick. We can see the low of the day is right here at 5,536.50. We have the daily open right here at 5,568.25. So we have all of that confirmed. We have the high, we have the low. As far as trading opportunities are concerned, opening up on Sunday or whether it happens on the Monday, if we end up coming near to this daily open, which is at 5,568.25, it's going to be an area of major decision making. Are the bulls wanting to push it higher, or are the bears going to push it lower? If they're able to push it down lower, then we can start seeing the 5,055 areas. And then also, if they want to push it down even more, we can come back to retest these lows. If we retest these lows of the day that we had on the Friday, what is the next area of interest? Right here. Put that in so you guys can add that to your notes. We have it right here at the 5,493. Again, psychological area. Remember what I said, the nearest 100, right? 5,500 is a crucial area of decision making. If it gets pushed all the way back down here, things will get very interesting. But another area that you're going to want to watch as well, like we discussed on the Nasdaq, right here. Boom. This is the next area where, you know what, if we have dip buyers saying, well, you know what, they want to come in and try to rescue this market, I wouldn't be surprised if buyers start stepping in here at this 5,520 area. If they're able to take it out, then of course, boom, 5,500 is easily on the table. So you know what it looks like to the upside, and you also know what it looks like to the downside. Now let's take a look at the Topstep dashboard. Taking a look at the Topstep dashboard for the 50k challenge, so we could see that the high that we had for the week for the account was at 50,675.38, and currently where it closed at is at 50,356.66. So we ended up giving a lot of profit on the Friday, and that being the worst day of negative $318.72. And this is very unacceptable. But one thing that's always been the case for me, I never have good trading when it comes to trading in the afternoons or later in the day. Most of my success comes from early in the day. So my focus going into the coming week, I'm going to start trading this challenge during the morning session where I know I'm the most strongest. And also on top of that, we are supposed to be taking our time with this, but we also want to make sure that we are using the right principles, right? We're not gambling. We're doing this thing the right way. Like I said, mainly trading micros with this account. We started on August the 9th, so we have lots of time. There's no rush. Again, I'm just trying to show you guys, you don't need to rush these challenges. Getting funded is around the corner. You just got to follow the process. But as we just take a look at the performance, let's just go over. So on August the 12th, we got up to making $7.26. Again, I didn't see any great trade opportunities that wanted me to get in on the afternoons. And then the day after that, we ended up making $533.48. And then the day after that was negative $278.04. And then after that, making $412.68. And then on Friday, being down $318.72. But at the end of the day, we did finish positive. And with the changes that I'm going to be doing as far as trading this particular account during the morning sessions, I'm expecting a bigger improvement for that coming week. But of course, I'll keep you guys in the loop with these updates. So for the coming week of August the 19th, I'm expecting there to be some volatility, but I'm not looking at anything significant. The main reason behind it, aside from Jerome Powell speaking in the Jackson Hole, it seems pretty quiet to me. As far as for the week after that, we do have Nvidia that's going to be releasing earnings, and I think that's going to be the next big move that we see inside of the markets. We also have to take into consideration we're coming closer to the holiday, Labor Day weekend. So the volume could die down, especially for all those traders that are going to want to be taking extended vacations. As far as for the Topstep account for the 50k challenge, I will be focusing on taking more trades in the early session as opposed to the late session. It's always been a struggle for me to be trading in the late afternoons, and that's definitely apparent with this account. Even though we're up $350 on the week, I want to make sure that we are performing at a much better rate and utilizing the opportunities that I get in the morning and the setups that I look for. I feel like we'll have a better performance for the coming week. But hey, we'll see what the market decides to give us. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you got a lot of value, subscribe to the channel and I'll ensure to keep you guys updated and ready for these markets.